My name is Sam Schimmel. I am St. Lawrence Island Siberian Yupik and Kenaitze Indian from Alaska. My family represents two distinct Alaska Native communities with separate histories but many shared experiences. Pre-contact, my ancestors thrived as subsistence hunters, gatherers, and traders. We were artisans, architects, and engineers. 40 miles off the coast of Siberia is our island. The migration across the Bering Land Bridge brought our people there. Our ancestors were the connection between the old world and the new world, between the prehistoric and the historic. On the Kenai Peninsula, my ancestors' homeland was the cradle of natural resources, with overabundant salmon runs, wild game, and edible plants and berries. As I learned from stories my elders told me when I was a little boy, our people were partners with the land and everything on it. Our histories and traditions were built on a foundation of respect and care. And in stories, I learned how those relationships evolved. When we hunt and gather today, it's not so different than when we did thousands of years ago. The honor, respect, and strict traditions of following rules our ancestors made back when times were simple and uncomplicated with the noise of colonialism has connected us to our land and resources since the beginning of time. Thousands of years of survival relied on the predictability and understanding of natural cycles and the trust among our people. After contact, culture and tradition were held ransom against change. Alcohol and trading mixed early, and natives did not come out the benefactor of the relationship. Disease, intentional and unintentional, wiped out elders and entire communities. Missionaries and other opportunists started showing up in weakened native villages, trying to convert and assimilate all natives. Government boarding schools took our children away so that they could not learn and grow up with our history or our traditions, and thus could not pass them down to the next generation. The government ceded our lands and used them to harvest resources and put up military bases. These were devastating transitional periods in our history, but we have survived, and our traditions and heritage is what has kept us alive. Today, my Alaska Native communities are still artisans, architects, and engineers. We navigate with the resilience our ancestors passed down to us. We run corporations, wellness centers, and tribal governments. We are integrated into larger economies. We will always battle with the residue of colonialism when we integrate our culture and traditions into modern global economies. Now, however, climate change is the most pressing threat to our communities. We are losing entire seasons. The ice that once made weather patterns predictable for hunting is now gone. And as the ice and ice formations disappear, our language is changing and the words are being lost because they are no longer being used. It is a new test of our resilience to adapt and change, the knowledge that we have relied upon forever to provide for our families. The diversity of our Alaska Native communities requires every member to help in their own way to promote sustainability and survival. I have worked with our governor and continue to work with the National Congress of American Indians to educate, promote, and integrate strategies to combat the impacts of climate change. I've also worked with the oil and gas industry and their leaders to integrate new technologies and foster new ideas and commitments to use resources gained from fossil fuel production to support alternative energy research and application. We need to be open to new ideas and listen to new narratives, and others need to know natives learn in native ways, regardless of how we are taught. Our solutions will be native solutions.